as far as you can see with gliders. But they pull those gliders and airborne, flown in and taken all that territory that we were driving through.
Airborne. I mean, airborne had landed earlier.
Earlier and taken all that. So the line, that became what they call fluid. The lines were fluid. There was no lines really. After we got across there were no really lines drawn out. So they said you can be attacked at any time because there's still troops that are behind you on the side and everywhere. So every night we would stop because we were heading on in towards Berlin. And every night we stopped, they said, get out and dig. So we'd get out and dig us a hole.
Dig a foxhole.
As far as we could, long enough for us to get in and be comfortable. And usually I'd go and hunt for some boards or something like that to put over it, and then put dirt up on top of the boards, and then leave a hole, just dig it up and either slide through and get into the hole.
Give you a little protection.
Protection. And I remember one time we stopped on the side of the road there, and it was right by a big cemetery. And so old Ralph and I said, let's go down and see what we can see. So we went down. We went down to the cemetery, and they had a big old, I guess, a mausoleum or something. It was a very big old round building out there. And we walked in, there were all these German troops laid out there. And they were some of them were on U.S. Army stretchers. U.S. Army Red Cross had on there. And anyway, we got us a stretcher.
Got you a stretcher, huh?
Yeah, we dumped those guys.
Were they prisoners? Is that?
Huh?
Were they prisoners?
They were dead.
Oh,
they were in the graveyard, so you laying up in this big building. And they were laying on U.S. Army
cots?
Stretchers. So we each got us a stretcher, and we came back and dug our hole long enough to get that stretcher in there so we wouldn't get any water on our clothes, on our bedrolls.
You didn't have to sleep on the ground
We
then.
didn't have to sleep on the ground anyway, so we kept those stretchers. So we finally got to a place not far from the Elbe River. It was about 5 miles from the front. And that's where they told us we had to stop, that we couldn't go any further. And so it was near a town that was in what they call the Black Hills, which was I think it was a resort. It was in the Hartz Mountains where it was, Harts, Hartz Mountains. But it wasn't any real big mountains, they was big hills.
That's close to Berchtesgaden.
That's where we were. That's where we stopped.
Berchtesgaden was Hitler's.
And this little town that
like Fort David.
This little town that we were
David,
in was sort of a resort town, and they had a great big Olympic style swimming pool downtown. It was covered and built indoor pool, and real nice. And they told us that what we did, we moved in that town. We took over. They said to go ahead, and our outfit the headquarters outfit took over one row of apartments, a row of apartment houses. They were real nice. And so all we did is we walked up there to the doors and knocked on the door and said, we didn't know any German. We knew a few words like Rousty. That's what we told them. Rousty.
You evicted them.
We evicted them. And so the people moved out, but the people took care of their houses. We let them come back every day and clean up. They came back, and those people, they would wash their sidewalks and everything, scrub everything. But anyway, they came back, took good care of their house. We didn't tear it up the place or anything, so we had a pretty good working relationship there. We were there, I don't know, 4 weeks. We could have taken Berlin, but they said you can't go any further. That Berlin was reserved for the Russians. And so one day, we'd go down to the swimming pool every day. Well, there was a nudist camp down there at the end of the street that we lived on in this apartment house on. And so to go to downtown to the swimming pool, we had to walk right by that nudist camp. Well, they had a fence that was about as high as that wall around the nudist camp. And of course, all the soldiers, when they walk by there going to the swimming, they jump up on that fence, see what they can see on the inside. Because they wouldn't let you go in, they told you it was off limits. And so, before long, that old fence was just swayed. And of course, the colonel had the end apartment on that row of apartment houses. Because we said we could see him up there looking with his glasses from his top story. I don't know if he was up there. Not that's what some of the guys said, they could see the colonel up there. But anyway, we had a nice time at the swimming pool. It was nice for us to get. Every afternoon we'd go swimming. I think we had some duties in the morning, but it wasn't much. But one day I decided I'd go to the front line. So I got a guy who had a Jeep, and he took myself, and I think one other fellow went with me. We went up to the front line and see what it was like. It wasn't very far, about a mile or so to the front, where we were. Of course, when we got up there, I think it was the 2nd Ozark Artillery, infantry, I forget what the number was. I think it was 2nd Infantry Battalion, Ozark Division. They were up there. And so we went and talked to the guys, and they were right on the bank of the river. They were sitting out there in under the trees doing nothing in open view. And of course, you could look down on the river, and the Germans they'd taken these barges and made bridges. They'd put these barges together and made their own pontoon bridges to get across the Elbe. And it was sort of a bad sight to see with all these people walking across there for anything they could carry. A lot of them had these old big baby buggies just piled up with stuff they were pushing across. And of course there were no cars going across, it was just people walking. And
Civilians fleeing out of
they were
Berlin.
trying to flee the Russians that was going to take, by that time I guess they knew that the Russians were going to take Berlin. So they were fleeing out.